चल, राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम, राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम।
चल, सबको रिझाता चल, सबसे निभाता चल, सबको रिझाता चल। मिल जाएंगे राम, राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम।
जीवन का सार समझ ले, जीवन उसका है, जरा निकाले जो।
भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Together we chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verses 1 to 10.
अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थम् प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्। अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः। अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः
Yes, Deepranj?
So you divided out this chapter into 4 parts at the beginning. So are we still in the first part where we were talking about the macrocosm?
You have the text, no, with you 1 to 4. Sorry, not 1 to, let's see. 1 to 6 is the macrocosm. Okay. 7 to 11 is the microcosm. First macrocosm, then microcosm. Then is the akshara, and 16 to 20 is beyond.
Okay, so I mean the reason I'm asking is that he's talking about the spiritual path. That's why. I mean, you said what will happen once he reaches, and he says it in terms of the spiritual path. So it is still talking about the macrocosm. Because
Still macrocosm, because he's talking about the whole as a whole. He's still on the tree, and what you have to do with the tree, and how you do it, and what happens if you do it, you know. So it's still on the wider picture. Then he comes to the individual. Through each person, what happens.
thank you.
निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वै विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसङ्गैः गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्यं तत्. And when are we going to reach this glorious state? Now, so you're right, Deepraj. The way he's put it, it's a nirmana moha. Sounds like you're talking about an individual. But what he is talking about is having cut the tree, what happens to that? So it's still on the whole picture. So once you make that commitment, so what cut the tree with non-attachment means don't think of it. And what are you supposed to do? Supposed to commit to a goal, whatever your goal is. And then you have to function in accordance to that goal that you have set for yourself. The opposite of functioning for the goal is
To be on
Likes and
time.
dislikes.
likes and dislikes. Very good. Because you have only two options, right? Either you do what you need to do, and how do you know what you need to do? Based on where you're trying to get. Or alternatively, you do what you feel like. Only two things. What else can you do? Or you can also choose to do nothing. That's also an option. But if you do choose to do something, you'll either have to do what you feel like doing or that action which takes you to the goal. Now, no matter how much we talk about it, it is so difficult. Very few people think of their actions through the lens of their goal. What are they trying to achieve, and is this action going to lead me there? Mostly it is, I think this, I don't think this, I like this, I don't like this. Who is interested in either your opinion or your likes and dislikes? Get results, then talk. Or get results, then you don't need to talk. So everything is, oh, I think it should be like this. I like it. Instead of saying, Nan Vedanta, we're very smart. We don't say like it. We say, I think it should be so. What do you mean you think it should be so? It makes no sense. So all the time, we are functioning based on what can be called our past instead of focusing on what we are trying to get. From the past comes very many things. Your conditioning, the things that have happened before, what you have seen people do, what you like or don't like, whatever opinions you have, all of this has come from the past. And all the time you're functioning on that. So you have to switch that. Always goal oriented. What am I trying to do over here? Either on a larger scale, I'm trying to realize the self, either you can be that high up, or alternatively, at least for this action, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to get more people to attend the table seminar. So what have I got to do for that? No. I like this so much. I love this design. But will this design get more people to attend the seminar? Then there's point in it. So all the time being extremely goal-oriented. Commitment to that in the middle of the night, if somebody wakes you up, you should be able to say what you're doing. But we can't. And the reason we can't do, the primary reason we can't do is because
No commitment.
yeah, we can't have that commitment. And the primary reason we don't have that commitment is because
Because of our likes and dislikes.
Involvement.
We don't know our goal.
we don't have a goal. Don't say we don't know our goal as if we have to know something. We don't have a goal. We haven't fixed a goal. We haven't decided what we want. All the time, we are just doing what we feel like it. That's why in the Gita, in the 3rd chapter, it says, Paripanthinam. Let no one come under their sway. Esha Paripanthinam. They are your enemy. Enemy, that's a strong word, no? These are our internal enemies. That we like something or we don't like something. These are our enemies. And in accordance to these enemies, I live my life. Can you imagine that? Let us say, for argument's sake, I'm not saying it is so, just for argument's sake, let us say Pakistan is enmical towards India. Now, will India's policies be such that they will be from Pakistan's point of view? So stupid, no? And yet our policies are such that our enemy is going to win the war. Isn't that silly? That's why he says at the end of the Gita, he says, Dhruvaniti, good policies. If you learn this knowledge, says the Gita, you will have Dhruvaniti, you will have good policies. Who are you supporting and who are you going against? At least that should be clear. So we are not able to be committed because primary reason we don't have a commitment to a goal is
Because we don't have the goal.
we don't have a goal. Suppose I wake you up in the middle of the night and what are you trying to do? And you can answer that question. Fantastic. And if there is no goal, then how are you going to not live on likes and dislikes? So don't say no, I can't conceive realization. Acha yaar, chodo, forget realization. I can't even conceive self-development. Okay, chodo. I can't even conceive working for some higher ideal in life. Okay, छोड़ो. तो कोई तो गोल रखो, selfish गोल भी रखो, but कोई तो गोल रखो. Something should be clear, right? When you're a student, like for Deep Raj, he doesn't need to think very much. He has a clear goal. What is Deep Raj's goal? Anybody other than Deep Raj, please tell me.
Get his PhD as quickly as possible.
Correct. Yeah, clear goal. Now those problems in life will start when
When he gets married.
Bharat, we can see where your thoughts are. You better watch it. Your life is being constructed, Bharat, by these thoughts. Before you know it, we will all be receiving an invitation card, I think, soon. So, when will Deep Raj's problem start?
After he's getting PhD.
After he gets his PhD. Why will his problem start then?
You want
He's
good
not
job.
decided the next goal.
Yeah,
You won't have a clear goal after that.
yeah, see, this goal is sort of given to him by a circumstance at the moment it is given to him. The moment it gets over, he must be craving, saying, "Oh, when will my PhD degree come?" This, that. But actually, the real problem is going to start when it comes. Then now what? So therefore, if I'm sure he didn't do that, but if he has thought my goal is PhD, then he will have a problem in a short period. But if he has thought of his full goal, his life goal, what is it? Then at every step he knows exactly what he's doing. So very difficult. What is your goal? What is it? Most of us think 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. India had 5-year plans. All 5-year plan, 5-year plan, 5-year plan. 100 years will go, nothing will come out of it. Because it's short. So having a goal is your primary responsibility as a human being. It is better to have a short-term goal than to have no goal at all. But whatever it is, some goal should be there. But the longer that distance the goal is for, the better for us. Yes, Komal?
Hariom Janki. Only thing is like what you said just now, that line. I'm going through the similar phase from last 1 month or 2 months. I don't feel like how to find out what is really my goal. I keep switching on in spite of all my efforts. And it is taking me nowhere. I'm stuck somewhere. I wanted to do something uh, about moksha. So I studied so many things, and then I thought it's so boring, यार नहीं हो रहा है मुझसे, मुझे कुछ और करना है साथ में. Then I started doing my parenting revision, parenting classes, but these two things started interfering. If I'm doing this side, it interferes with my this goal, and when I'm going only towards this, I'm not finding maza in life. मतलब I'm really stuck somewhere. Is there anything called primary goal, and can there be two goals in life? And I'm stuck somewhere and I'm not able to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, in answer to the question, can there be two goals? Yes, there can be. As a human being, you can do whatever
But
you
they interfere, if they interfere, conflicting goals, like one is moksha, means you will not study anything else except scriptures. That should be the goals towards that. That I find itself कि
want.
सिर्फ वही
So,
पढ़ना है,
so you
वही
are
करना है.
denying. So Deepraj, according to you, can never have the goal of a moksha because he's doing his PhD in mathematics.
हाँ, so then there are two goals, na? Like
I
one is
don't know whether
PhD
there are.
and one is moksha.
No, are they? I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Deepraj, do you have two goals? One PhD, one moksha?
No, you can do PhD as part of your karma yoga, so as part of your service. So it's the same.
Karmi yoga. If you do it as karmi yoga, whatever you are doing, other thing apart from reading scriptures and going only into this mode, so that is also okay.
Who? Komal, who is
But
going to
that
tell you
interferes
moksha
with
not
my.
okay?
I'm not able to think of this because if I'm putting my focus only on parenting field. I started doing it 3-4 months. I did many courses I was doing, but then I forgot about moksha. Like I was not getting interested in that. Somewhere I'm confused. Either I'm not getting really the good mentors who can guide me and really take me forward. वही नहीं मिल ढूंढ पा रही हूँ मैं.
अब वहाँ मैं कैसे help करूँ? I have only one mentor to suggest, and that one you're saying isn't working. So what can I do? You can't tell. You can't
I
tell
know.
your doctor, sorry, I don't get good doctors. तो वो बेचारा डॉक्टर क्या बोलेगा?
I understand. But I really getting stuck somewhere and I need some help. I
Okay,
don't know, and I find it only here to free to talk to a mentor like you. Otherwise, I have
and
mentors,
talk
but I'm
about
not
it later
really
on.
free to talk.
Anybody you can talk freely to, that's not a problem. The problem is who will give you an advice that is worthy of being followed. But we can take that offline because actually many people would probably have that because fixing the goal is, from the
Yeah,
list of
that
it,
is
seems to be
very
the
true.
most.
If you are stuck there only, how can you move forward?
So many people,
Very
it's not
important.
you. 9 out of 10 people don't have a goal in life. If you don't
Yes.
believe me, take an average in the class. Will everybody share? How many people in this class have a clear goal? Come on. Can you put up your hand if you have a clear goal? Okay. When you do that, let me see. How many people have a clear goal? Mahesh, you put your hand up for how many people have a clear goal. So is that you give me a thumbs up? So I don't know whether that means a clear goal.
Yeah, I meant that.
You meant clear goal. Okay, one person, clear goal. What else? Anyone else have a goal in life? Komal, can you? Arun Sehgal, goal in life, 2. So 28 people in class. Bharat, 3. 3 people in class have told you that they have a clear goal.
Milind raised his hand.
Where is Milan? Oh, Milan.
So,
Oh, that's oh, sorry. I
can
can't
we have
see
an
that.
idea like can they share so that we others get clarity on how to choose it, what is their goal and what they are doing about it, how they chose it or
Oh,
what is
no,
it
I don't know if that is helpful
if
to
somebody
anyone.
feels like
Okay, go ahead.
so that others those who are out of 28 only 3 are saying so
Good.
others will get help if somebody can share.
Please, anybody would like to share?
Maybe we can take this offline, Jankiji, because that's a longer conversation
I understand.
and just stating the goal may not be enough for her. And it's the whole process of, because it gets evolved over a period of time. It's not a very easy process. It takes a lot of time. So I think I'm happy to share with you offline because it will take time. If you
So,
really want to go through the process and learn the process. And of course, Janki ji is of course there to guide.
no, please go ahead. He has offered Komal. So if you would like to, please get in touch with Arun Sehgal and
Captain Mehta, I've noted down your number. Maybe we'll have a time fixed up and talk something. And sure,
Captain
I would
Mehta,
like to get clarified. I know I'm not being
Arun
regular
said,
here also, and sometimes I feel ashamed to come to the class. But I don't know why I come again and again and again. There is something which brings me here again and again.
right. Chalo, you
I
have
don't
got
know.
a lot of people, so you can get in touch with Arun Sehgal or whoever else has. So you can see what other, if you think that will help you, go please try all the methods in the world. But at the end
Yes.
of the day, the only method that will work is going into your own heart and saying, what is it I really
Yeah, my
want?
own contemplation on it and
What
working
is
upon
it?
my
Wait,
past experiences.
stop. Listen. Let it go in. Ask yourself this question. What is it I really want? Ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And then maybe you come up with 5 answers, 10 answers, 15 answers, whatever you come up with, write them down. Then say, keep asking yourself, what is it I really want? Until you can bring it down. What is it that you want? Not what other people want you to want, not what you think you should want. Just what is it that I really want? What is that? Just keep asking yourself. One day you get the answer. It is more a process of
I want that, knowing that everything gets solved. I understand that also. But along with that, other things start springing up. Uh, Somewhere I'm
no,
confused and
because you're
stuck
not.
still.
You're getting carried away by what you have told, what people have told you. Close all your books. Sit by yourself and ask yourself the question, what is it I really want? Not what my gurus have told me, not what the scriptures have said. What is it that I really want? First find that out. Then we'll take next steps. Okay. So coming back.
Thank you.
We have no commitment in this world because we have no clear goals. All of us, 99.9% in this world do not have any clear goal. They have maybe a target for the week, a target for the month, a target for the quarter, something like that there. That's not a goal. That's just a stepping stone. Like a lady says, oh my God, I have 25 people coming to our house for dinner next week. Now I'm only focusing on that. Is that a goal? So like that, in the corporate life, they say, oh, in the next quarter, we have to get a 3% increase in sales. Is that a goal? It's little going from quarter to quarter, from month to month, from week to week. Goal really means something that my life is dedicated. That means all the various parts fit into it beautifully. And I understand it. That's when I will feel sorted and people will look upon me as a sorted person. However, and there are many things that can agitate us in life. Now, not having a goal should not be our next agitation. Like you come to Vedanta, say, okay, Vedanta will give me peace, and I got more agitated because now I don't have a goal. So go step by step. No rush, no hurry, no nothing. Now, how is that goal going to be achieved? Free of pride and delusion. Free of pride and delusion means first and foremost, my attention is not on myself. Somehow, very quickly, we make everything about ourselves. Even realization, we make it about us. Oh, I am not realized. Again, it's about me only. So everything becomes about me. Oh my God, I'm still so hot-tempered. I'm still losing my temper. It's again about me. As long as that I is there, everything will be diffused, everything will be blurred. Because it is like thick glasses when you don't have eye problems. So you can't see anything because that eye is just, it's like just close to you. So when that eye is very close to you, can't see anything, you get into delusion. It's completely deluded. Obviously, you will be deluded. You can't see anything. What else will happen? Then the other problem that prevents us from our goal is attachment. What is attachment? It is a mental myopia. Mental myopia. You know, myopia means you can see. So one, if you have ego, what happens? Closed. This is our closed. Just can't see anything. If you have attachment, what happens? That in this whole thing that is closed, you have one peak hole that is open, just like this, one small peak hole. A little hole through which you see things. And since you're seeing things through a very, very small hole, your whole perspective on something is completely erroneous. Like, for instance, I don't know. I think you all give examples. Give examples of when you're seeing things through the lens of attachment. That means you're seeing only a little bit. How it goes wrong. Can you give me an example?
Wasn't there a Shakespeare story about this guy who was married to a really nice girl, and then he suspected her of cheating, and at the end he ends up killing her with this whole wrong perception. He just saw like I think maybe he saw a handkerchief or something, and from that it just spins into all of this mess.
Okay, good. He only could see the handkerchief in the hands of that man. That's all he saw. Good. Okay, what else? Give examples of when you're seeing a very little bit. A very, very common example is all the time, I think, oh, I have to look after my family. I have to look after my family. I have to look after my family. As if no other family exists in this world only. All the time, my family, my family, my family. My son, my son, my son. My daughter, my daughter, my daughter. As if nothing else exists in this world. We start seeing things from very, very small peephole in this world. It's like you're inside a matchbox. And from inside that matchbox, you're saying so many things. Instead of coming out of the matchbox and seeing that there's a world there. You have no time for your country because your family is all important. Can a Jawan say that? Can a man from our military say that? I have no time to go to war because I have to look after my family. Can he say that? But I can, so I do. I have no time to look after humanity because I'm so busy thinking of my country. And then all the geopolitical tensions, keep on fighting with other countries. Can you believe it? You go somewhere, you sit on somebody's land, you keep on increasing that land, you kill all the people who were originally there. Really? Why are you doing this? Why not live and let live? No, my country must be bigger than your country. My people should be stronger than your people. That's where the wars come from. So whenever there is attachment, you start looking at it through a very narrow perspective. All you can see is that I should make money. Then you cannot see that you're hoarding life-saving drugs. You can't see that because you can only see I should have more money. So whenever you see a very small thing, you can't see the whole picture. So if you want to reach your goal, that expansion of vision is necessary. So he says, ever rooted in the self, that you're able to see a much wider, greater expansion of things. That your personal desires are completely gone. Your personal desires can never completely go. It means they are subservient to the greater vision that you have for yourself. This makes sure that you're not affected by the happenings of this world. When your focus is on your vision, whatever it be, the happenings of the world do not affect you so much. For instance, let us say that we were doing Vedanta class. Okay, this is what we do. We were doing Vedanta. Then COVID hit. So all our classes closed down. Obviously, we were not allowed to go out of the house. Then what did we do? Did we sit down and say, oh no, we wanted to do Vedanta classes, but it all closed down? No. Immediately Mahesh took action. I don't think that we missed even a single class, right? From in the transition from real world to online. By the time it was closed, we were already online. So that time Mahesh could have sat down and said, oh, so sad. We used to do classes. Now we can't do classes. We can't do classes. Of course we can do classes. Who said we can't? So when these happenings take place in the world, you quickly readjust yourself to the new reality. But what you have not changed is
The attention on the goal.
very good, the attention on the goal. So since your attention is constantly on that ideal which you have got for yourself, the various things that happen to you in the world are merely various stepping stones to that ideal. And hence you're not affected by them because your goal is not affected by them. You just said, oh, I see, we can't go to class and have and do class, we can't go somewhere and have class. Well, we do it online. Just a quick shift. Let us say that a person is, is about to go give an exam but falls very ill and cannot give the exam. They can sit down and cry. Or they can say, okay, when is the next time that this exam can come? How much more time have I got? What else can I do in this period? Quick, shift, move. Don't sit down and say, oh my God, this happened and that happened and that happened. It happened. Everybody knows it's happened. Now what? Move on. So that if we are very dedicated to our goal, the only question in our mind is, okay, what do I do now to reach the goal? So that's what it means that you're liberated from the pairs of opposites. Liberated from the pairs of opposites doesn't mean the pairs of opposites have gone. It just means you've learned how to make every single one a stepping stone to your progress. Like, for instance, we want to put up Vedanta University, for which we need 50 crores. To just put it up, not the whole thing, just stage one, we need 50 crores. We have 50 crores, we don't. So what can we do? We can say build 20, 30,000 square feet and do something. We won't be able to have a university, but we'll be able to do something. Do we have, like, say, what should I say, what? 15, 20 crores to build at least a few buildings? Don't have. Okay, forget it. Let us just do one hostel and one administrative building. That costs us 6 crores. Do we have 6 crores to do that? Nope, don't have. Now you're stuck. What are you going to do? At least one administrative building and one hostel building you have to do, no, before you start anything. So we just couldn't figure out what to do. Then we figured it out. We said, we will do the prefab ones. That will cost about 1.5 crores and we will have 10 rooms ready. So do we have 1.5 crores? No. We are about 60, 70 lakh short of it. But anyway, we started the process. But the thing is, do what you can instead of keeping on saying what you can't. You can sit down and say, oh, nobody is supporting us. Nobody gave us 50 crores. Mukesh Bhai never came to our door and say, here, take 50 crores. What is 50 crores to me? You take 50 crores. We thought maybe he'll come to us and he will say, please take. No, Mukesh Bhai arrived. No Adani Bhai arrived. Nobody, no Bhais are coming and saying, here are some cross for you. But so what? We just do what we can. Some people say, oh, now I'm 75 years old. What can I do? How can I tell you what you can do? You have to decide what you can do and do it. So being liberated from the pairs of opposites means
Knowing how to work around it.
They are not bothering you.
what? You use them as stepping stones to your goal. You can only see one thing. If you see something else, there's something wrong with it. Only one thing. That's it. Everything else has to be a subset of that one thing you see. Yes, Bharat.
So with attachment, we can't see the big picture, but the small picture that we are seeing also begins to malfunction, right?
Yes. Why?
Because you don't have the objectivity to.
Yes, but why? What happens? Correct, you're right. You don't have the objectivity. Because when you're seeing a small bit of a larger whole, you don't get what that small bit is. You can't, right? Suppose you just see so much, like just so much. So if I take a picture of only so much, how will you know what that thing is? So for the human mind to conceive what is going on, it needs to see that larger picture. And when it is not able to, its recognition of the small goes awry. It can't, without context, you can't tell what it is. Like, for instance, suppose you hear Mahesh say, and then it was. What was that? You don't know because you only heard that much. So now you will make your own story from it. That's what people do with these quotes. They'll pick up some quote from somewhere and make their own story of what that quote is supposed to say because they don't know the context in which that statement was made. So, because of the nature of our own ways of thinking, for us to understand something, it becomes important to understand around it. That's just the way the human mind functions. So, when you are seeing a small part, it's not only that you don't know the whole picture, you don't know the part as well.
So the desire to serve your family would be better served if your vision is larger.
Of course. Of course. That's why they say that for those who do good in this world, 7 PD ka what kalyan hota hai. Have you heard this? Sat whatever PD. 7 PD ka upar or niche now, whatever, however they keep saying it. You know, above and below 7 generations of yours will have kalyan. You heard this? You heard it, right?
Sure.
We say that in India.
Yes.
So when we have worked for a higher cause, how are 7 generations up and down being served? Like I'll tell you now, Arun Sehgal, I can see. May I share a story about you? His grandfather was on the trust of, he was
Ram Tirth Mission.
Ram Tirtha Mission. Now, his grandfather, who, so long ago, he was on the trust of the Ram Tirtha Mission. Now, because he was there 20 years, Arun Sehgal has been here. Because obviously, now when he must have heard Vedanta for this first, it may not be any causation in his mind. But when he first heard Vedanta, he knew Vedanta as an acceptable thing. He knew about something. There was some Ram Tirtha, some name he must have heard. Maybe his grandfather never discussed this. Still, the effect is there. Now, his grandchild, Meera has a appointment with her grandfather every day for 45 minutes. And she comes on time for this meeting. Now, is she not being influenced, even if he never spoke a word of Vedanta to her? Is this influence not continuing?
So she picks up books,
Yeah.
and I have books lying on my table, Vedanta books, and she'll pick it up and she'll start asking questions,
Oh, very nice.
and sometimes difficult questions that even I can't answer.
Yes, that's what grandchildren are meant for, to ask difficult questions. So you can see, right? I mean, I'm just taking one example, but you can see continuity. So if you wish to look after your family, you better be able to see a bigger picture. It's a very good point, Bharat.
Janki ji, while on this goal setting,
Hmm.
now having gone through the process and having set the goal with reasonable amount of clarity, and then you fix it and then it stays. So that's one part. Second is, as you rightly said, then your attention should be on that goal. You should be aware of that goal all the time. However, sometimes it could happen unconsciously that you get obsessed with that goal. So attention and obsession, there is a thin line. And when there is an obsession, then sometimes you get stressed if it is obsession. And one needs to be careful. How does one make sure that you're careful that the attention doesn't become obsession?
By having a higher goal. Obsession is nothing but attachment. Now it is no longer a goal. Now it has become attachment. That means you have peaked at that level.
The goal is higher, Janki. You set a goal which is as high as you can think or you can visualize.
That's what you're thinking. I mean, an individual can get obsessed only when there's attachment, right? Attachment and obsession.
Yeah, you get attached to the goal.
Yeah. So once you're attached to the goal, it's no longer a goal. Now it's an attachment. So it has to be pushed up.
Certainly something more to reflect at 5 in the morning.
Yes, Deepraj.
So, relating to Arunji's point, so regardless of whether or not we have achieved that goal, we can become attached. That's a possibility.
Of course.
Thank you.
So when you go through all these steps, free from pride and delusion, means free from the ego. What is ego doing? Close it. Just close the doors. Oh, Kanchan Datta, you had a question?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good morning, actually. Just wanted to share this thought that when we are discussing a goal, and it's a very important discussion, is there anything that we can call as self-motivated, self-directed, or selfish when creating a goal? Because if there is, then it's an attachment or an obsession. There can't be a goal which is a true goal if there is even bit of a conditioned self left in it.
Can you switch your video on?
Most certainly. Am I visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning.
Just easier to talk to people when you can see them.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
Now, what you're saying is actually what philosophically is known as a mixture of levels.
I'm talking of pure akarma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a mixture of levels. Are you new to the class? I don't think I've seen you before.
No. I accidentally stumbled upon this.
Okay, all right. So now, when we study philosophy, I'm just going to rewind a little bit. Bear with me. You'll think it has got nothing to do with your question, and it doesn't, but we have to learn this concept that there is some very, very important fallacy that can occur in philosophical studies is something that we call the mixture of levels. Mixture of levels is when you put your foot on two different stances and speak. Like, for instance, you say, most people make this thing, that if something like you talk from Turiya and third state of consciousness at the same time. That if everything is one, for instance, if everything is one, then we should not have any countries.
I'm sorry, we do not?
If everything is one, then we should not have any country. We should not have any geographical boundary. So these kind of things are known as a mixture of levels because you're talking from two different stances. So in your question, when you say that a goal is such that you cannot have the slightest trace of the cell of the individual cell,
The small I.
the small I, this is a mixture of levels because if you were capable of not having the slightest trace of I, you were able to remove the whole thing, why would you have a goal?
Actually, so which is why we call it the goalless goal.
Yeah, it's a goal. Even in the case of the goalless goal is self-realization, right?
Right, absolutely.
So if you have zero ego and no trace of ego, then what are you seeking self-realization for? You are a self-realized being.
Yeah, true. So then we get into the stage of Kaivalyam and all that. I don't want to get into that. All I'm saying is that for us lesser mortals, it's very difficult to understand. So I will give a very personal example. When I see an Indian flag, I can either see a lot of pride or I can see just a piece of cloth. I have two choices. And my conditioning will therefore govern what I see. And the process is therefore to become more and more towards the piece of cloth. But it's difficult because my entire conditioning, right from my childhood, will negate everything that I'll do. I cannot, if it is a piece of cloth, then I can walk on it. This is a very personal subjection, and I have tried doing this, and I could not. I failed. So the ego takes over completely. And therefore, to set a goal with clarity is practically impossible. I personally feel without a guru, there is no way forward.
Okay, but I mean, what is the solution is different, but the point still remains that it is egolessness does not mean that you will see the flag as a piece of cloth, or a piece of cloth and the flag will mean the same to you. Can you
It can also
forget
mean
yourself and forget me? Would Vivekananda walk on the Indian flag?
Yeah, he was trying to tell us something then.
No, he
But
didn't.
how many?
No, he would not. Why would he?
I mean, why would Ramana say when there was a war going on of the independence, he said it's just a movie screen on fire? So I'm saying that is a different state of realization. There is a different state of existence.
That's exactly where I've been at. Yeah. That's
It's just a
exactly where
functional
this is
ego.
at. That there are two different levels. And we should not mix them. For us, we need a goal. And for us to become unselfish, we have to have an unselfish goal. That's what we need to do. An unselfish goal is known as an ideal. So now, as of now, the only goals I understand is how much money I make, how my son does, what my wife does, all this is my goals in life. But when my vision expands and I'm able to have any higher goal, it could be for the community, country, humanity, animals, art, whatever. As long as I can expand, as much as I can expand, the ego will of its own accord diminish.
Of course, they would dilute. It will dilute slowly.
Yes.
But it's a very difficult process because all our conditionings, I believe, take over. It's not easy. It's like harakiri to me. It's like killing myself. It's very difficult to kill myself.
It's not that bad also. We just take one small step at a time. And as we keep on taking one small step at a time, we find a long journey has been covered. Just all that is required from us is one small step forward.
Fine.
Right. Then, freed from pride and delusion, evils of attachment conquered, ever rooted in self, desires having completely gone, well liberated from pairs of opposites like joy and sorrow, the undeluded reach that eternal goal. The undeluded, amuda, means those who are not deluded, those who are not foolish. They reach the goal. They are not foolish in what sense? That means they thought about the goal rightly. They executed the actions to the goal rightly. They understood the knowledge correctly. Amudaha, not foolish. Common sense was applied, discrimination was applied, and all these other things were done. Then they reached the goal. Now, as it so happens, this is a description of those who have reached. But it is so beautifully given that we could learn from it how to reach. We also learn from it how we are away from it. The same verse will tell you how you are away from it, tells you how to reach, tells you what you will be when you reach. So, how are you away from it? You are the self. You do not know this. Since you do not know this, your thoughts go out into the world and cause desires and attachment. These desires, when they are not fulfilled, you become miserable. When they are fulfilled, you become happy. When they are fulfilled even more, you become very arrogant about it. And then you get into delusion about it. Instead, gain the knowledge of the self and find contentment. So simple. And how would you do that? Think about the self. Can't think of the self? Think of anything higher. And keep raising the bar. Verse 6.
One quick question.
Okay.
Are the three yogas somewhere hidden in this verse, or is it a different way of presentation?
Different way of presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Verse 6. न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशाङ्कः न पावकः. Very, very famous verse. There the sun does not shine, nor the moon, nor fire. Sun and moon represent direct and indirect sources of light. Pavaka, fire, represents man-made light. So there's natural light and man-made light. In natural light, you can have direct and indirect. And in man-made light, you have fire. So all these various sources of light, na tat bhasate, does not shine there. So that goal which the person has reached, light does not go there. What does that mean? It means that all conditioned knowledges, what is something that illuminates? Light is something that illuminates. So what illuminates the world for us? Knowledges. All conditioned knowledges cannot take us to that unconditioned. A thought lights on something and illumines it. Your thought lights on Mahesh, you say, oh, that is Mahesh. Your thought lights on Komal, you say, ah, this is Komal. Your thought lights on a book, you say, ah, this is a book. So your thoughts are illuminating all that is going on in this world. But it cannot illuminate that, whatever that supreme unconditioned goal is. And when we say knowledge cannot illuminate it, that means nothing can. Your eyes fall on something, you know what it is. Your ears fall on something means you hear something, you know what it is. But your knowledge and everything below. What is below knowledge? Your knowledge, emotions, perceptions. None of these can understand that unconditioned. Yat gatva na nivartante. Where having gone, na nivartante. No return. Tat dhama paramam mama. That supreme dham, that supreme abode is mine. So what did you learn from this? Very famous verse, oft-quoted verse, comes in the Upanishads also, in the Vedas also, where when you do Aarti, it says, that this light cannot illuminate you. This is a commonly sort of repeated sentiment. The light cannot illumine you. You are the one that illumines light. Thought cannot illumine you. You are the one that illumines thought. The eyes cannot illumine you. You are the one that illumines the eyes. If you remember Keno Upanishad, he says, Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi Nedam Yaditam Pasati. It's not what you see, but what makes you see. It is not what you hear, but what makes you see. Shrotrasya shrotam manaso mano yad vacho vacho. Shrotrasya shrotam. It is the ear of the ear. It is the eye of the eye. It is the thought of thought. That very essence in everything. That is the truth. You cannot get the essence by knowing the superficial. Oh, Mamita, you have a question?
Is this pointing? So that means only grace can help us then? Is that something we can take from here? Or it is just pointing to the ultimate and that's it?
It's pointing to the ultimate so that you don't misunderstand it as something erroneous.
Okay. So it is not like, it's not telling anything about effort. And
no. So they just don't misunderstand it as something which you will understand from here. So the struggle eventually, oh, I want to know the self, I want to know the self. Struggling from here to understand that, it's never going to. Okay, so that's it for today. Omkar, are you? Who's the
Yes,
host?
me.
Omkar. Omkar. Some people think that we should keep the live stream on so that the update of the university can also be given. So maybe today you can keep it on just for 2 minutes. So that's it for the class. And as you all know, every Sunday I give you a slight update of what is happening. So what happened this week is that we have been in touch with university, and in principle, we have agreed to affiliate with the university because, by the time we make our own university and not, it'll be some time. So in the meanwhile, we can start our courses, run our courses, so we can affiliate and start. That's very good. So that's what we are trying to do. And hopefully by September, we should be able to start a diploma course. And that same diploma course, if the person continues for the second year, he gets a PG degree. So that's what the hope is. So by September, we hope to have the campus ready with 10 rooms and all the necessary facilities so that this can happen. So that's where we are. We are about 70-80 lakh short for it. So that's a matter of concern, and we should figure out how to get that. One of the things we're doing for it is trying to do the table seminar. where corporates can take a table and attend the session. And it'll be a seminar with a purpose, because all proceeds of that seminar go towards getting the campus ready for September. So I think that's it for this week. If anybody wishes to say anything, please go ahead. And if not,
Janki, where is the university based, the affiliating one?
Nagpur.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
No, I was wondering if it is in Maharashtra, I mean, in close to Mumbai, but that Nagpur is a little further.
Yeah. No, we are not doing we are doing the course on our campus.
Yeah. No, I was asking if the university with which we are affiliating is close by.
Nagpur.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. We're trying at the moment. Everything is a struggle, as you know. And this is what we are doing. Step by step, small baby steps, we will keep on taking until we reach our goal. Okay.